Hi everybody, I'm Kim. Welcome to the Regretful Yarn Addict and a stitch tutorial. Today is the Alpine stitch. It's a really pretty textured stitch. Has a nice texture on the front and on the back. It's all flat. This is great for dishcloths, towels, scarves, mittens, hats, wraps, shawls. Maybe not a shawl so much. Anything you can think of, you can use this. It's a nice warm stitch. It's very dense. It's kind of a yarn eater, but not real bad. Super easy. It's basically a 2-row repeat, although that 4th row you're just alternating because you're going to put front post and regular, front post and regular, and then you just alternate every double crochet row where you're putting a double front post double crochet over a double crochet from 2 rows below. This was used, I love this cotton in Sprinkle Me This. This is a discontinued, but it's just a cotton. So we have that one. Then I made this one that turned out much bigger. This is using Sugar and Cream, and this colorway is Terra Firma. It's discontinued, which is why I picked it up for $1. Wasn't sure I'd like it, but it turned out very pretty. I like the way the color is pulled. But anyway, this is a self-striping yarn, and you see it works up really nice on a self-striping yarn. But I want to show you what happens if you use something like this, a variegated. You lose the stitch. So I would suggest to not use a variegated yarn if you're going to be using this stitch because it gets lost in the color. See here, you can see the texture and the stitches. This one, not so much. So I would suggest either using, like I said, a self-striping or a fleck. But today we are going to be making this one. This is done using Scrubby Smoothie in the color Bright Orange. This is 100% cotton. They do not make this anymore, but any cotton yarn will do if you're making a dishcloth along with me, while I show you how to make the Alpine stitch. Like I said, it's very pretty. It's in my top 10 favorite stitches. So let's go ahead. You're going to need some yarn, whatever hook you like that goes with your yarn. You're going to want a pair of scissors to cut off the end and a tapestry needle to sew in your ends. And with that, let's get this party started. Okay, let's get this going. We're going to start with a slip stitch. Get that on your hook. Bam, boom. Done. This stitch is done in multiples of 2 plus 1. So today I am going to be making a dishcloth. So I am going to chain 27. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, because that is our multiple of 2 plus 1. Now I'm going to flip that. You do not have to. You can go ahead and go into the chains, but we are going to go into the second chain from the hook, and I'm doing the back bumps. So there's 1, 2, and we're going to put a single crochet into every chain. And at the end, we should have a total of 26. So if you want to go ahead and pause the video while you do that, and I can meet you at the end. Okay, I have my 26 single crochets done. That's the end of row 1. So let's go ahead and do row 2. However, I do want to point out that if you prefer, you can do a chainless foundation of 26 single crochets, or however many it is that you're doing. So let's go ahead and turn this baby. We're going to start out with a double crochet into the very first stitch. I do a double stack. And then we're going to go ahead and put a double crochet on top of every single. I hope you're having a better time of it than I am. Slippery yarn, slippery hook. So I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, I've just finished my row of double crochets, and now we're going to turn and do a row of single crochets. I know, it's like, when will the fun stuff begin? After we get these first 3 rows done. So let's turn our work there. Now, if you prefer, you can chain 1 and do a single crochet, but I just go right into the stitch. And I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, you guys, so you've got your row of single crochets, your row of double crochets, and your row of single crochets. Now the fun begins. Let's turn our work. Put a double crochet into that first stitch. Now, see this row of doubles? That's what we're going to be working into. So we've made 1 double. Now we're going to wrap our hook. We're going to go around this the second stitch, and we're going to do a front post double crochet, but make sure you pull your yarn up so that it's equal to your double crochet. And then into the third stitch, we're just going to put in a regular double crochet. and then into the next stitch. So we're skipping this one and we're going to do this one. We're going to do a double. We're just not going to grab the fibers. Pull it up. And then we do a regular double into the next. Then we go down, we skip this one because we've already put a double above it. So we're going to go to this one. And we're going to make a front post double. Now in this one, we're going to make just a regular double. Then we're going to skip over that one and go into the next one and put a front post. And this is what we're going to do all the way down to the end. Front post, double, front post, double. So we've got that one done. We're going into this one. Skipping that one. Make sure we're pulling up. Front post in every other double stitch from the previous, not the previous, but the one below it. I guess we could just say the previous row of doubles. See, we're skipping that stitch and we're going into that one. Just like so. After we get this first initial row done, it just gets so much easier. See, I almost went into the wrong stitch there. If you're ever confused about which stitch to go into, I'll show you. See, this is where we put our double. And then this one is where we've just put our front post. And you do that double, and we always end the last stitch on a double crochet row is always just a regular double. And the first stitch is always a regular double. And that's what it should be looking like right now. A front post in front of every other double crochet from that row of doubles. Now we're going to turn our work and we do the easy peasy row. This row is a row of single crochets and it's always on the back side. And we just go ahead and put a single crochet into every stitch. All the way down. And at the end we should still have, look at that mess. I didn't go through every fiber there. Anyway, at the end of this row, we should still have 26 stitches. And I will meet you at the end. And this is what we have at the end of that row. Now we're going to turn our work. This yarn splits a little bit. This is a double crochet row, so we're going to start with a double. Okay, now see, and we always work in the row of double crochets down below. You see how this one was a front post? So that one is going to be just a regular double crochet. This one is not a front, so we're going to make that one a front. And then this one is a front post, so we'll just do a regular. We're just doing just the opposite of what we did before. If that stitch down there below is a front post, we do a regular double. If that stitch down there is a regular double, we do a front post. And then a double, and then a front post, and a double, and a front post, and a double. And we are just going to continue this down to the end. Okay, I'm down to my last 2 stitches. We just did a double. Now in this last stitch, we're going to go down there and do a front post, and then into our very last stitch, we are going to put a double. And you can see, we can already see the pretty texture. So after this, we turn our work. We're looking at the back side, so we know it's just a row of singles. So we are just going to put a single crochet in the top of every stitch. This stuff just wants to split on me. All right, so a row of singles all the way down, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, we've just finished that row of single, and we'll turn our work. Look how pretty that is. Love that texture. So now we're on to a row of doubles. Okay, we got our first one in. Here's our second stitch right there. It is a regular double. So we are going to go ahead and front post that baby. And then the next one is a regular and then a front post and a regular and a front post, and so on and so forth. And that is the repeat. You do a row of front post and regular double, and then a row of single. And you're always alternating your front post so that they're, see how they're going up like this? If this row starts with a front post, and you're going to put a regular double on top of it. If it starts with a regular double crochet, you're going to put a front post. Just like that. Meet you at the end, and we'll go from there. Just wanted to make sure that we point this out. Now see, this one ended in a double crochet, and we have one stitch left. And no matter what this stitch is, this very last stitch is always going to be a double crochet on those double crochet rows. Okay, if you need to, you can go ahead and rewind to remember what you're supposed to be doing. Otherwise, I'm going to do a few more rows, and I'll see you then. Okay, I've done about 7 repeats so far. I'm going to do about 3 more. I just wanted to show you what it starts to look like after you get a few rows in. So after I get 3 more rows, I really do know how to speak. 3 more repeats for a total of 10, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 repeats. Just count your pretty little stitches out there, your front post. Yeah, so I'm going to do a total of 10, and I'll meet you then. Okay, so I've got my 10 repeats done. You can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So to finish this, I'm going to do 2 rows of single crochet. So I turn my work, I just go back in, and I do my single crochets like so. And when I get my second row done, I will show you what we're looking like. And I've just finished my 2 rows of single crochet to give it a nice edge at the top. Kind of matches at the bottom. Let's see if we can get that up. There you can see top and bottom. So what we'll do now, leave ourselves a loop and a tail. We'll just do like this and pull that through. All done. And you just take your darning needle, thread it, and just go through some of those loops in the back. See, I like to go through the fiber if I can. Pull that through. Then you go back the other way, going through the fibers. It's easy on cotton. Just like that, and one more time. Just pop it through. Pull that end out, and we'll chop that off. And I'll do the same thing with this end. There you have it, the Alpine stitch. Easy peasy, butterball breezy. Such a nice textured stitch. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.